Today I'm going to be doing a story time, and this is my very first story time, so don't judge me. Okay. Basically, I met Pierceville today, which is May 17. They were doing a meet and greet at Hot Topic in Mission Valley Mall. If you guys don't know, Mission Valley is a mall in San Diego. So yeah. So I'm gonna just tell you guys like the whole story. So I was talking to my friend, and then she was like, "Oh, we should go to the meet and greet." I'm like, "Okay, let's go." So I was like, "Yeah." We just went, and like we bought our tickets, and then it was today the 17th. After school, I was hanging out with my other friends, and then she called me, and I had my phone on Do Not Disturb me, and I didn't hear anything, and then I was like, so I met her up. We met it at like in the somewhere by school, and then she said she would give me a ride, and I was like, okay, that's fine. I'm like, thank you. And then so I went to what's it called? Yeah, I went to with her and her dad. He gave us a ride to the mall. I was like, thank you. So like I was so happy because like it's like one of my favorite bands, and if you guys could see, this is the shirt I took. It's like a galaxy blue, purple, dark blue, and it says Pierceville on it. Yeah. um so basically we met up with one of her friends, and she like saved a spot for us in line. Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, that's cool and everything. So I was like, yeah. And then we're like, oh yeah. So we just sat there, we were eating like fruit, because like we were like saving our appetite for later, like after we meet them. So we got there like at 1 something. We started eating fruit, and yeah. And then so this lady comes up, she's like, hi, Hot Topic now has a Musical.ly. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. And I'm like, she's like, does anyone want to make a Musical.ly with the new songs from Pierceville? Which is, I was like, and I put my hand up, and I was like, oh god. I don't know any Pierceville songs from the new album, but that's why I have the CD, and I'm going to like listen to all of them now, even though I messed up during the Musical.ly. I was like, wow. So I was like, oh yeah, blah blah blah. So she gave me the phone, and I was like, okay. So I had the phone, and I was just like doing the Musical.ly, and I was like, I guess I messed up, but I was like, whatever. So I was like, oh yeah, this and that. I'm like, this is awesome. So what I did was I made the Musical.ly, and then after that I gave her the phone. She told me what the caption should be, and I was like, oh yeah, this and that, and I was like, whatever. And I was like, I guess. So that happened, and then they had to move us in line, but like we stayed in the same spot, like no one cut it or anything. And then we waited for the rest of the 3 hours that we were there. We're like, oh yeah, we're just waiting. And I was like, 4 hours, that's fine. I was like, I guess. And I was like, to meet a band that is like my favorite band, I'm like, yes, I would wait that long. And I was like, whatever. So yeah. Then it was like 3 something, and then this guy comes out like, oh, we're giving free stuff. Who wants free stuff? Everyone's like, me. And so it's like he gave us like this CD album promo thing. It's like 5 songs, which is good. It's cool. He gave us this, and he also gave us this pen. It's a local band from San Diego, if you guys don't know. It's called, I think the band is called Turn It Around. It's like, yeah. And then a sticker. And I was like, yeah. Like, okay, so yeah, we were just there, and then me and my friends were just like still waiting. We were like so excited. We were like, oh my god, we're about to meet him. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And I was like, oh my god. So I was like freaking out at the same time, and I was like happy, and I was like, what are we gonna say? What are we gonna say? What are we gonna say? And I was like, oh my god. So eventually we were walking. There was like 5, 6 groups. It was like one group over here. It's like 15 15, 18 people. 1, 2, like 3, and then 4, and then 5, and then it kept on going like kind of far, but it wasn't that far. I was like, but they would let like the whole that one section go through, and I was like, oh my god. We were the second ones, like me and my friends, we were like the second ones, and we were like, so we went into Hot Topic, they let us in, they cut off our wristbands that we had, and I was like, oh, man. So we were at there, and we're like, oh my god. And then they were like, oh, we wanted to keep them, but I guess not, whatever. And then I was like, yeah. So we all like, we went on our tippy toes, and we were looking around, and we saw them, and then we started freaking out. We're like, and then eventually I went to the guy, and then we're like, and then it's a worker from Hot Topic. He's like, what do you want signed? I'm like, oh, I want the like the frame, I think it was called, like the outside of the album. And he's like, oh, okay. So he gave it to this other guy who worked at Hot Topic, and then he gave it to like the whole band, and they all signed it. And I was like, what? Like, look, all of their names are in there. I got so happy, and I was like, oh. We were like, oh, and I was like, I guess, and I was like, oh. It was awesome. I met the whole band, and I was just like, whatever. And then I was like, oh, hi. They all like handshake me, and I was like, yes. And then so I went to, what's it called? I went to, so obviously me and my friends were like freaking out. We're like, what are we gonna say? What are we gonna say? What are we gonna say? And then we're like, oh yeah, okay. So we're like, oh yeah, we're like, I asked the guy, I'm like, one of the guys, I'm like, when are you guys gonna announce the VIP tickets for the mural hashtag? Because in San Diego there's a mural like somewhere, and if you take a picture with it, use the hashtag, you would basically might win a free ticket, not free tickets to the VIP concert. And I was like, oh, I should just enter it. Like, it's not like I win, but like at least I should like try. And then they're like, oh, I think we already did announce. And I was like, why? I was like, ugh. I wanted them because I wanted to meet them, but take a picture with them. Because at a Hot Topic, they're like, oh, you can't take a picture with them because it's gonna take a lot of time and all of that. And I was like, oh my god. And they said if you had your phone out during that, they would like confiscate your phone. And I was like, what? No. And I'm like, I'm not getting my phone confiscated. I was like, whatever. I was like, fuck that. I'm just like not gonna have my phone out. And I was like, screw it. I really wanted a picture with them. So basically, we got our stuff signed. We all left the store. We started freaking out after. We were like, oh my god, we actually met them, and we're like all freaking out, and our hearts were like going hella fast. Like, it was like so yeah, that was my experience on meeting Pierce DeVille at the meet and greet at a mall at Hot Topic. If you guys want more story times, just comment down below, leave likes, hit that like button for more story times. And if you guys want to like follow my social media, it's gonna be down in the description too. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.